record, and then here we are. So today is October 22nd, 6 o'clock on the West Coast, and today I'm going to talk about swing trading with AI robots. My name is Sergey Savastyuk. I have a PhD in applied mathematics and spend a lot of time with math algorithms, artificial intelligence. Started teaching at Santa Clara University in Silicon Valley, and then moved to the industry, really raised a lot of money, started different companies in high tech, and now I'm leading Tickeron. The Tickeron is a company which is focusing on the AI trading for traders, investors. And what is the difference between our company and quite a lot of other companies which you can access is that we SEC registered company, okay? So what it means that Security Exchange Commission registered company, and that is a big difference. If the company is not registered, they can tell you pretty much anything. If they say anything they want, they can be sued. You see, this online trading academy is being sued by Federal Trade Commission for misleading consumers and actually charging $50,000 per trading course, okay? If the company is registered, they cannot get to this gray territory because a lot of them who are not registered, they are in a gray territory. They claim whatever they want, they say whatever they want. It's a gray, okay? If you do too much of misleading, then you can be sued, particularly when you charge a lot of money, okay? So when you are registered with the SEC, Security Exchange Commission, then you pretty much cannot do that. It's like a doctor, you have a license, and when you have a license, you cannot say more than you can say, okay? So that means the information I'm gonna present you is really true and correct, no misleading statement or anything, okay? So, how to verify whether or not company is SEC registered? You go to the legal on the website and find this form, ADV Part 2, and that way, if that form exists, like for instance, for this company, you see you can find it here, then this company is SEC registered, okay? So now, why AI algorithm? Because there's a lot of companies trading with algorithms, and that's a big deal these days. If you are not doing that, then you're on a disadvantage. Actually, I found this interesting statement in another trading course when the people try to convince traders to not to be emotional. They say, try to become as robotic as possible when trading, okay? So then in our company, we approach differently. Why? Not to program everything as much as possible and then get the real result and then let the computer trade and then see what happens, okay? So I will tell you our story through that, and the goal was somewhat achieved because I will present to you our robots which trading without involvement of people, okay? So we control only algorithms, okay? So what I'm gonna cover today, typically cover this trading plan, what are the odds of success, instant trend group analysis, buy sell recommendations, then I will talk about the patterns. But maybe today I will skip that part because you're gonna find this part in pretty much any webcast I did before. And I'll try to shorten this presentation today, okay? But I will talk about how we've got to the robots, okay? Why we build them, how we build them, and I will tell you some other products we have which gonna be really included if you buy a robot, okay? I will tell you why we're doing that way, okay? So let me start. What is the difference between day traders and the swing traders? Pretty much the same algorithms, but day traders try to finish all their trades by the end of the day, and then swing traders trying to be in a position for a few days, sometimes weeks, okay? From algorithmic perspective, that's not that much of a difference, but there's still some, and I will cover some of this stuff, okay? So what we do, let me skip a few slides. Let's do it here, okay? What are the patterns? I don't know how much you know about the patterns, but patterns, let's hear in medical profession, right? It's a big deal where they can do ECG for you, right? And then the doctor looks at this chart and says it's okay, right? Looks at this one, and then he has to find this small bump, just pure on a shape, right? And then he's going to say, oh, okay, you have arrhythmia, okay? Or finds another bump, then says something else, okay? So based on these different shapes, it's possible to say quite a lot about your health, okay? Then what people did, they put, and then artificial intelligence started analyzing these charts. And actually, it turns out that based on these shapes, computers quite often do better than people. Like it is known that X-ray is now read better than by robots, by AI, rather than by people, right? The same ECG, you see, knowing all these forms and shapes and everything, you kind of really be in a good shape, and you can program that. The same thing with the self-driving cars, right? So when you have the model, when you have enough of the sensors, then you could be in a really good shape, okay? So the same thing with patterns, and that's where we apply them. Here is an example, okay? That's called the head and shoulders. And that's a bearish pattern, and it works like that. It kind of goes up, down, kind of stops approximately here, and again creates a head, and then goes here. And then at this moment, we call it head and shoulders pattern somewhat formed. But when it crosses this particular line, then we consider them confirmed, and then we can calculate the profit from that point, which is a breakout point, to right here, okay? So that's the profit. Why it's in this funny shape, because some people understand that's head and shoulders, but I've seen the comments when they see this shape, they say, oh, it's not a head and shoulders, but it is, but it's called head and shoulders bottom. It's actually head and shoulders for the bullish direction, okay? So now you understand this is a head, couple of shoulders, and then what the AI is doing, it's the same way it recognizes the shapes. And these shapes, to be proven, quite a significant indicator that from that point forward, people think that it's going to go up. Okay, why? Because when it trying to make some of the low points, and then does it make them, when it crosses this particular line, there is anxiety in the market. Oh, I'm missing, and the people jumping, and then we can calculate how far it can jump, okay? So again, at this particular moment, it is, in our terminology, it is a merge pattern, and this point, we call it confirm pattern. This is entry price, where you buy, and this is a target price, that's where you sell approximately. And that's what our AI does. And quite a lot of people do recognize this pattern by their own naked eye, but like this is a pattern, actually, this is a pattern, right? So quite often it's quite difficult to, and this is a pattern, right? All these things, and this one too, as you can see that, particularly kind of when I'm going to do this way, let's see, you see, this is a distance to target, can be calculated. And then you see this distance to target in absolute value less, but relatively to the pattern, it is somewhat predictable, right? So what we do with AI, we recognize, we measure all the shapes on the fly, and then say, okay, this is the profit, okay? Now, in order for you to appreciate our robots, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you, yeah, that's kind of one of the robots. If you want, I can kind of jump in and show that to you. These are the, yeah, actually it's one of the robots, okay, where we calculate annualized return, then what's that? Oh, it's a day trader. Yeah, it's a day trader. Okay, that's fine. So let me then go here to the home, okay? And then tell you the story about how we arrived to robots. And then you're going to understand that you can create your own robot from our technology even. But you will see the benefits what we've done. Okay, so now we started right here. You see from the trading AI robots, you can access two AI robots here. But let me start here, AI pattern search engine. That's where we really started our company. And that's where we are going to start today's story. Okay. So as I showed you, there are different patterns. And this pattern's been known quite a few years, maybe tens of years, where people started noticing that if, let's say, there is a channel, some people saying, okay, can you find the channel? Sure, just one of the patterns, okay? That's another rectangular type of a pattern, which is a channel, right? So there are some companies which are focusing only on discovering this type of channels. This, for us, is only one of the patterns, okay? Some of the people looking for consolidation, this type of a triangular type of a patterns, right? And obviously, all these points could be on a different distances, different dimensions, different pricing, and only AI can go to the entire market, 4,000 to 5,000 stocks pretty much every minute and find these patterns and see what's going on. When you are with a computer, you have that amount of time to find it, and then you find something, you stick, and in fact, there might be some better ways to trade it, okay? So now let's look inside. As you can see, we started here. Let me do this one. I like this one, head and shoulders, and I also like cup and handle. Very powerful pattern, okay? So in order to study that, you click here, and here's a description of the psychology of the market, what's going on with people when they see the fight between bears and bulls. Get here, 0.13, get here, cup and handle now is being formed, emerged, okay? And then we're waiting for this particular point. Some people trying to trade right here, but you're going to see the statistic doesn't prove that it is a good idea to trade here, okay? Now let's look at the results, okay? So when you analyze these results, you're gonna see that all our recognitions are based on the statistic, okay? So if you click here, you see an emerged statistic, and then for patterns which are emerged, these are for confirmed, okay? So look, how to read this table. Confidence level, 60%. This is how confident the AI is for the point of recognition, 60% or more. Distance to target, you understand what is distance to target is, it's pretty much your profit, right? How many patterns we recognized? About 3,500, right? Then if the confidence level is 60% or more, then 67% of them reach the target price. So you see, from that point, particular point, breakout, buy here, sell here, with a 60% of the confidence, 67% reached. Okay, now let's explore. So if I remember these numbers, 3,500, 67, right? So I go to 70%. You see, I have only 1,000 patterns, so that means much less, but the number of them reaching the target price going up. This is a really good indicator, okay? So I can either demonstrate for you 80%, or I can do like that. What if I want to make at least 7%? You see, I have fewer patterns, and the probability and the confidence stay approximately the same, okay? this interesting data that what happens 1 month later after this target price was achieved. You see, it turns out that you don't really want to stay and wait. Quite often they're going back. It's like a spring. When you stretch the spring and release it, then it reaches the target price and then goes back, right? So that means be careful when you do not exit. You think you're going to go higher, but it might not go higher. And quite often it does not continue to be above, right? So 80%, you see, only 471 patterns were recognized. 78% reached the target price, okay? So this is a description of one of those patterns. What you can do to study, some of the people have books for that, right? But nobody has that amount of statistics as we do, okay? And it's an enormous amount of statistics we created for the studies of these patterns. Those are bullish patterns, this is a bearish patterns, right? So you see, where's that head and shoulders? This is a head and shoulders top, right? And this is a cup and handle inverse. Now, how to use this product? First thing you can do like that instant, and let's say, okay, everyone likes Tesla. You type here Tesla and see whether or not patterns. Is that possible there would be no patterns? Yes, actually. In fact, there could be no patterns, right? But it turns out that there are some bullish patterns. Let's get into one of them. You see, this is a merge date, and this is a confirmed. So it was confirmed here, and let's look inside. On Tesla, there are patterns. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, it is a triangle symmetrical bottom. Okay, and then look at the statistic. Okay, Tesla for triangle symmetrical bottom. You see, this is a statistic which is specifically extracted for Tesla. Okay, it's not for all patterns anymore, not for all stocks. Okay, it is for this, and it turns out that 60% stay well, so only 5 patterns. Okay, and the confidence level 20%. So let's assume I'm going to go to 50%. It's only 1 out of 1. Okay, if it's not a lot, but it's still statistic, right? So 1. So how many? 3. Okay, 3. Okay, so this is for Tesla, and obviously here are more data for Tesla and all other patterns. And this is a triangle symmetrical for all tickers, right? So that statistic is for this particular pattern. Let's say when this triangle works well, 60%. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a really good statistic, and it's a really good pattern. So how you read that? You see that there was a breakout. It kind of pulled back. It's quite often happens when the people anticipate this breakout. Yeah, there's some pull at this moment, right? And then pull back. And then let's look at the date, okay? So current confidence is only 21%, okay? Wow, but the distance to target, 28%. So that means it was somewhat a drop in Tesla from that point. So as you can see, we indicate that, yeah, it's quite a big possibility, but the confidence is not very high. And then for this 20%, even though it is less than 50, it's still not a bad statistic for the Tesla. It means quite often it did go up, continue to go up, okay? So what you can do, you can read about this again. And these are the historical results for Tesla for different patterns, okay? So you can study that. So we covered with you what? Just how to find that in instant pattern search, right? So you can type pretty much anything. As you can see, it is for stock, ETF, crypto, and Forex. But this pattern search engine, it's so-called end of day, okay? It's not intraday patterns. They don't have a time frame of 5 minutes. So this one is for the entire day. Why I'm showing this, not in other product where we're looking at 5 minutes? Because we're studying today swing trading, okay? If it would have been day trading, I would have shown you different engine, okay? So now, let's see how you can build your own robot, right? So let's say, okay, here was a crypto. I'm going to click here stock, and I'm going to unclick cryptos, okay? So it is advanced search. So what this advanced search does, based on these parameters, it's going to find me patterns, okay? So now I'm keeping only stocks. I can include ETFs, okay? So if you want to edit what kind of a stocks, you see it's written here small, but it's clear all, right? I'm clicking here edit. As you can see, all categories. If you want to select and trade only, let's say, consumer durables, or you want to only electronic industry, you can leave it here, okay? So then what you can do, you can put here specific tickers. Let's assume you can do like that. You can unclick all of them, right? You can click here and enter specific tickers you want. Let's say this one, A, Agilent, right? F4, right? Okay, and then enter and save. Then you're gonna be searching patterns end of day only for these two. I will show you other tricks for this function, how to use a combination of our screener and this particular tool, but I'm going to do that later on when I'm going to show you all the things related to the robots, okay? So now, let's assume I set it up, okay? Now, let's see, here are pattern types, bullish, so again, edit, right? And then I can say, okay, I trust only cup and handle, head and shoulders, some rectangular. I can unclick and then say, okay, I want to only these ones, okay? And then save. Okay, I'm not going to do it because I leave it this way, but you can really customize your experience. Then you say, okay, I need the confidence level minimum 55%. Okay, then you say, okay, my price range, you see it's a 71 between 0. If you don't want to have a penny stocks, then right from, let's say, from $8 to, let's say, $50. Okay, so you see price range from 8 to about 49. Okay. Then distance to target. And actually, with regard to penny stock, you see, we specifically extracted this asset class, which is not really asset class, but it's a class of penny stock. Because penny stocks are dangerous, particularly for the parents. But what we do, we can say, okay, if you want to include them, you click here. If you want to exclude them, you exclude them, okay? So now going back, why I'm showing that in the price point, because stock could be on $50, but still penny stock, because the total market cap is really small, let's say less than $100 million, then it's still going to be considered as a penny stock. We're really careful with penny stocks. There's not enough volume to justify the pattern, and that's a difficult statistic, okay? So then distance to target, let's say it's minimum 4 and maximum, okay? And now you're gonna look only for confirmed, bullish and bearish. Let's assume you wanna exclude bearish, you wanna focus only on bullish. Now, what you see here are only bullish patterns, okay? And you can now sort them, let's say, by confidence level, by rank. Rank we created in such a way which allows you to look at the overall statistic, some distance to target, the profit, and everything, right? So you can also sort by distance to target. You can sort by confidence level, okay? Let's say you see some of them pretty high, distance to target as 52%. Oh my God. You see, that's cool. It's crazy, right? But it's a possibility. That's what the computer says, but be careful with that, okay? So now, when you see this blue bar, you're gonna see this blue bar pretty much everywhere, okay? Including screener, robots, investing, trading, everywhere, right? What it does, it actually copy these 30 tickers to pretty much anywhere you want, okay? Let's say I sorted by this, and now I want to analyze first 30 in the screener. You see what I'm doing is just one click, and now all these tickers, all these 30 tickers, okay, now here, okay, right here in the screener, we have pretty sophisticated screener where we give a rating, buy and sell, you see. Even though the pattern is bullish, but overall rating for the company could not be buy and sell, could be anything, right? We give here fundamental analysis. We have our proprietary ratings. We give technical analysis where we take classical indicators, stochastic, RSI, RO, MACD. If you forgot, you see we have a lot of momentum, Bollinger, moving averages, okay? Like you see, I have here 26. And then the question is, when is going to be earnings for this? Just one click, earnings calendar. Okay, now I know when the earnings are going to be for this particular list. That's important, that for this particular list, I know the earnings calendar, okay? Now, if you, I'll show you only one thing in the screener. What I like here is the group trends, okay? In the group trends, we analyze groups, okay? I will click here. We can analyze themes, industries, and indices, okay? So we have 483 themes, and you see we give a rating for the entire theme. It's not an industry. Industry, it's a big, like 10, 20, 30, 100 stocks, but let's say theme, advisory, right? As you can see, it's still strong buy, and pretty much on every interval, week, month, quarter, 6 months, you've been making money, okay? And still, it's still strong buy. What you can do, you can click here, right? And now again, blue bar, I will show you the round trip. I'm just taking this one and then moving to the pattern search engine right back. Okay, now I know that was a good group, okay? Why I'm showing you that? Because I skipped that part, but I really like to show you this picture where you have a herd. If the herd is moving, pretty much everyone is moving. And that's what you've noticed on the market, that if market moves up, quite a lot of stock moves up, right? Market moves down and your stock, even though it was a really good buy, is going to move down. So when you know your herd, you know what's going on, right? So then what happens, so we made the round trip. So we made it here, okay? So maybe advisory, and now I moved right back. Now I see the patterns for these particular stocks. You see, there was one Tesla, now I have all of them here, and I can analyze this particular group, right? Morningstar, okay? We actually buy data from Morningstar. All this pricing we buy, guys. So it's quite expensive enterprise to buy the data. Okay, now let's move back, okay? So the advanced search, I showed you how to set it up, right? And I showed you these results, okay? So what you can do, you can go to the daily alerts and then set up the same pretty much settings for stocks, bullish and everything, right? And when you press button start, you're going to get alerts. And then you're going to get notifications, and you can assume it is your robot, okay? So it's pretty much, you're pretty close to creation of your own robot. What is the problem? The problem is that we have other tools to analyze. So what we do, even though it says really good stuff here, but there are still too many ideas. So what we did in our robots, we are helping you to continue to filter these patterns for the better ideas, even better, right? So the question is, look, I have really quite a lot of them, okay? And the question is, which one is a good one? That's what we really have been asked by our clients. Okay, which one is that better than this one? Maybe yes, maybe no, right? And then what we did, we created robots, okay? And then robots are based on patterns. Then you see, we have another neural network which was being taught. It's a trend prediction engine, okay? It's also end of day. And we also, on some of the robots, we do take into consideration this information, okay? Then, let me show you the home page, and then we'll get to robots. Okay, so here's the home page. You see, we even have free signals. Free signals, it is quite an interesting concept because it's based on indicators you could have learned without us, without AI. And we give it for free, but with back testing, okay? So what it means that you could have heard about MACD, or you could have heard about momentum signal, okay? Then how did we get this 84% odds of downtrend? If you go here, then you can see that we found how many? 86 similar cases. So what means 86 similar cases? It means momentum signal was produced for this particular stock. So we went back to the history, did the back testing, and discovered that 72 of them show that it's going to go down. So that's what we publish here. So is that information? Yes, it is. And then when you have this information, then you have information about fundamentals, about other indicators. Then you actually look. Now let's go look at this company, okay? And you will see how much information we take into account before creating trade, right? So it is a buy. Even though the news was on the free signals, it is one signal was sell, right? Why? Because let's look at this scorecard. You see, because there is a lot of good valuation information, okay? And overall, it turns out that the probabilities of going up is higher than probabilities of going down, right? So what our robots do, they take all these controversies, all different stuff, including some news sometimes, right? Then AI is saying, okay, let's assume a person sits and decides to buy, okay? And we said, okay, why don't we build our robots which are going to trade, okay? Based on quite a lot of information. And then what we're doing, we kind of saying, okay, go ahead and read yourself, create your own robot, and trade with your own style. Fine. But as you notice that from another trading course, try to become as robotic as possible when you're trading, right? Okay, so that's what we do. So now let me show you what our robots do. Okay, so what we do, go here, AI robots. Now, so what we have here, you see, we have at this particular moment two types of robots: day traders and swing traders. Okay, that's pretty much what we have. We have in the development, as you can see, I have these buttons you guys don't have. We're testing and preparing for the sale other robots. So that means we kind of in the business of helping you trade better. Okay. So here is annualized returns for some of our robots, and these are the days it's been trading, okay? Now let's look inside, whatever, okay? Let's say, okay, this one, you see, swing trader, market cap, 2 billion, 10 billion, okay? So as you can see, been trading 120 days. Let's go to inside, view details, okay? Let's see what's gonna be here, okay? So first, you should click here and read what is based on. As you can see, AI robot is based on this one, pattern search engine. Why swing trader based on the pattern search engine? Because when we use this particular module, then to build the swing trader, it's good to have end of day information, okay? Then we looked and analyzed which stocks are good, which patterns are good for this type of market cap. So these stocks between 2 billion and 10 billion. So it means enough of a liquidity, okay? So what else we did in the selection, in the customization? We selected confidence level of 60%. So you can go ahead and do it yourself, right? So then we said, okay, we apply some other additional features, which is quite often difficult to describe. And then we used additional information, buy-sell information, and then a computer goes and rechecks everything which is possible and impossible, and then results is here, okay? So it's been trading 128 days. Now how to analyze these statistics, okay? So let's see. Statistic for close trades. Close trades, it means we got in and got out. So 180 times, 108 times we went in and out. So you can see all these trades in and out right here, okay? So you see, and yeah, I have to show you. We always, for the purposes of modeling, trade in 10,000, okay? You can trade any amount, just scale it, and then you will see statistic is going to be the same. And for the simplicity of statistic, we chose 10,000, okay? Just guys, you're with me, hopefully. Don't forget, I'm a professor, PhD in applied math, right? So I really care about statistics. Okay, now, we, for 128 days, we 100 times in and out. And this is important. It is a 14 is the maximum position being open at one time. So every time it was less, okay? Now, average duration is 5 days. You see, that's the reason we claim that this particular robot is the swing trader, okay? All stocks which have been selected, which are the stocks? Okay, go here, customization, okay? You see, this robot looked at all these positions. What you can do, you can actually change from 94 to anything you want, anything, okay? But then that way you're gonna have a different statistic, okay? So what we did for the money you're gonna pay, we really look and said, okay, this 94 stocks really doing well because this is the result, right? So you see, this is the result. So how to use that one? So let's assume you want to reduce the number of maximum position open. You can unclick them. Okay, click, unclick, okay? And that way you're gonna have 92. So you can reduce that to any number you want, or can select anything, and then we will give you statistic what would have happened, okay? So you see, this is really a good stuff where you can do back testing, pretty much clicking and clicking and seeing what's going to happen, right? So I'm not going to screw up this robot. So I'm going to click cancel. And then now let's continue, okay? So annualized return is 100%. Average P&L, so that means we're doing about 2% per in and out, right? Then average profit is $400 and average loss about $300. This is a really good ratio, okay? Where you have better profit than loss. And then look, this is a game of the guessing game, right? So long position won, we will write 72%, and then short position won 70%. It's a really good robot, right? So you can get this absolute drawdown. It went about 1,500 down. You can see that's a possibility, went down somewhere here. So this chart is a chart of gains. When it started from 0 and then started going up and then accumulated this statistic, okay? So this is a statistic. You see, been closing these positions lately, and let's click at the open trade. Only one trade is open. Yeah, it's a loss, but that's a life. And when it's gonna open other positions, then it's still gonna stay approximately with the same statistics, okay? Now, you can say, oh, okay, how can you use it? So here's the way. I click here. You see this position is still open. So what we also have is the this button open, okay? So when you have this button open, you can click. Now it's success. What it means success? It went to the paper trades. Okay, so what are the paper trades? It is for you a way to test this technology without real money. So some people jump in immediately to the money, and then without being trained on this tool, then there is a problem, right? What you can do is, yeah, you see it's kind of been a losing preposition, but I still clicked here and it went to my paper trade. First of all, you see that now line is sketched and it's gonna stay here until you close, okay? So it's been already 8 days. Maybe it's gonna go up, right? So now let's look at my paper trades. Okay, so these are paper trades. I've been trading personally, okay? Been for about 200 days since we established the paper trading capability. As you can see, let's look at me. Yeah, I'm turns out to be also a swing trader, okay? So you see one position, AA, it's what, Alcala? Yeah, Alcala. Yeah, yeah, I didn't look lately. I typically trade when I do the presentation. So you see 800, it's 8%. What I'm gonna do, sell, okay? Sell, click. What it's gonna do, it's going to sell on the market open tomorrow, right? Now market is closed. And as you can see, now I have 2 pending orders. Let's look at these pending orders. Okay, well, it's annoying. We'll have to fix it. You see? Yeah, AA, Alcala, it is idea, source of idea is mine, right? Close at open, right? 10,000, okay? And then this one is actually came, oh, it's old robot. That's, okay, that says, yeah, we should fix it. It should have been a name of the real robot, but that's the original name of the robot, okay? With some parameters, and you can see that. So that means we apply statistics, stochastics, some other things. And it is a robot on a fifth, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, let me see, did I do it right? Yeah, it's been trader. Huh, strange. That's okay. So what you can do is to do the following, okay? You can select and analyze robots. You see, we have Forex robots and we have cryptos. Not a lot, but we're going to be adding more. This is a day trading robots, okay? And then 96%. Let's go to the crypto. It's a day trading just for the fun of that. You see, again, it's a discussion and it's based on another product, real-time patterns. You see, we're really showing you how to analyze that, okay? So let me show you one more trick where I was in this one, okay? Okay, let me close trades, okay? What you can do, you can go here, click, and now you can move it pretty much anywhere you want. Open trades, you can go to anywhere you want as soon as this blue bar is activated, okay? And you can go and check whether or not there is a particular pattern. So you click here and go to pattern search engine. So you bring that particular stock to the pattern search engine and see what are the patterns. You see, for this particular one plan, these are the patterns, okay? But the robot already exited from that position. So use this blue bar to move it anywhere, look from any perspective, move it to the scanner. You can move this theory to the scanner. What is a scanner versus screener? Scanner, it is intraday data and shows you what is going on exactly in this particular second. It's intraday data. That's where you can read news. Let's say you see news about this stock, okay? You see planned because it was only one clicked, okay? I can click as much as I want in there, okay? So now let me go back and explain to you how it works, okay? So we're here. Yeah, you see, don't compare yourself to others. It is somewhat true, but in fact, I don't mind to show you my paper trades, okay? And then when you look at other people's paper trades, then it's actually good to share. I'm not quite agree with that. Okay, now what is based on? Okay, so what we have, real-time patterns, it's for day trading, pattern search engine for the swing traders. And then how to do that? It's here, you see, this is real-time signals, and they're real-time signals, even though it is end of day model, but it's a real-time signal. So it's in intraday, right? Give you signal intraday, but the robots are based on the end of day data from modeling perspective, okay? So they're based, and then we added all kinds of other tools. Imagine like Lego, RTP, trends, group trends. I didn't talk. We're going to be introducing pair trading robots, gap robots. Okay. See the announcement. Come here. We're going to be introducing these robots and informing them in our newsletter. Okay. Now, so how to use them? So I encourage you to look at the close trades. If you don't want to subscribe immediately, don't do that. Look at the close trades as long as you wish, okay? Off markets, you can do whatever you want, okay? When you buy one or two or three robots, then here's the thing, what's going on here, okay? Let's assume you go here and you always can find in premium all our pricing information. Let me explain to you how it works. It's a really good deal. So look, AI robot, you can, yeah, I have three. But what happens that, let's assume you buy one, okay? So then, let me see if it's going to show that. Yeah, so let me click here. Let's say you're a beginner, right? So then, in fact, that I'm going to click here. You see? So what it does, it says, okay, it is a $60 per month credit. And I'm showing you, I showed you round trips, right? To where I showed you pattern search engine, $30, and screener, $20. So you pretty much can buy one robot and get these tools for free every month. Okay, so we intentionally doing that bundle for the purposes of what? To encourage you to not be blind when you follow the robot, but if you want to understand why it happens, then you can use this robot, then you can use pattern search engine for free, and you can get this screener also for free, okay? So that's the benefit of this bundle. So then in fact, this AI robots, one robot is pretty much you get for like $30, okay? So let's assume you wanted two robots. So then you get $120 credit. So you can get this one, you can get trend prediction, I didn't show you today. You can get screener, you can get real-time patterns. And actually soon we're gonna be introducing other products where you can apply that. We're actually going to building right now a screener with a time machine. you know, like a Back to the Future film. So imagine you can analyze your filters and the screener in the past. So if they work in the past, there's a good chance they're going to work in the future and now, right? So we're going to see it here. Wait for our announcements. Okay, so when you buy 3 robots, you actually get the same 120, but you can access to any robot as I do. Okay, so you see, I'm an expert, right? So I get 3, and that way I gain access to any robot. So that's the reason what you saw when I'm accessing robots, then I'm accessing pretty much anything, and that way you see. When you have, now what is the rule? The rule is false. Let's assume you bought only 1 robot. It doesn't mean you have to stick with 1. What you can do to jump from one to another, you can do it every other day, okay? I mean, not pretty much every day. So when the market is off hours, you can switch. So let's assume one day you stayed with this robot, then another day you want to look at this, just switch, click button follow. I don't have it, but I think our video has it. You can look at the additional video, then you can switch. Then you don't like that one, you can switch to another one, okay? So let's assume you wanna trade, these results are also pretty good. Here's a mix trend trader, okay? So what is this? It is a robot where we collected the stocks which are, have a tendency to trend, okay? So we're right now working on robots with trailing stops, and that way we're going to be able to make more gains and not to get out too early. But these robots are going to be coming up soon, and then you can switch to another robot later, okay? These are long only. You see, these are all long onlys. So what it means, it's no short positions, okay? We're going to be making more of these type of robots. Okay, so if you have 1 robot, you can switch 1, and then the only one problem you're gonna see when the market is open, you're gonna stay with the with the last robot you looked at, right? So you kind of have to be prepared for the fact that when the market is open, you're gonna look at open trades only for 1 robot. If you wanna look for the trades for 2 robots, you buy 2. If you want to look at everything in the future, as many, like we're going to have like 30, 40, 50 different robots, you're going to switch and you can look at all of them at the same time, okay, if you buy 3 robots. So that's the pricing model. And guys, now it's a good time for you to ask questions, unless you're really not looking at the debate. Please ask me questions, and then I will answer these questions, and then we will close that webcast. I hope it's going to be very useful for you. We're in the business of making that for you. And if you have any questions, it's a good time to ask. You can ask customer support for more questions. And then hopefully you're going to enjoy and make money on that, okay? If you didn't get something, you can ask. Next Thursday at the same time, I'm gonna be actually talking about day trading. So next time I'm gonna cover how these real-time patterns work. So they also based on the pattern technology, but intraday, like 5 minutes, 15 minutes interval. Okay, and then you can explore these ones, and then also explore patterns which are day traders. Okay. Okay. So if you're still watching debate, then you're going to be able to watch that video actually right here in Academy. Click on webcast and then watch recording later. Guys, last call for the questions. No questions? Okay, guys, then I stop sharing. Enjoy debate, enjoy trading, enjoy robots and any other product at our website, okay? Thank you and goodbye.